Yo, 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 what's good? What's good, y'all? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this catch up with Miss Arlette. I do want to start this off by saying the rain is coming. All right, it's about to rain, so if you guys hear thunder, some bumping or whatever, then you already know. All right, let's get into it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Keianna and virtually Eric.
Hi.
Welcome. How are you guys feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good. Yeah, good as well. Thank you. Okay, so we saw that you guys ended up matching when we had you on episode 6 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. All right, so is it going to be a yes for you for him?
Yeah.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
Just to sum everything up, guys, we just jumped out of the last Pop the Balloon, which was episode 6. And one of the things that I said was he made a big mistake by leading with his money and leading with the things that he had. As far as a house, it was on a couple of acres or something he had said, and telling about how many bedrooms and he got a pool and everything like that. And what I was saying was, I'm not even gonna say you got to be careful. Men should never lead with their wallet or their money or their assets or anything like that, because what it does is it opens you up to people using you. All right, that's what I said prior to watching this. Let's go.
We got a match! All right, I'll go ahead and take this and I'll have you two go on up. Let's make some noise for them. And so from, that video airing and it being on TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff, how has it been for you all? Like with the comments or the DMs, whatever it may be. Keianna, we can start with you.
It's been a lot. I got a lot of followers.
Okay.
Shout out to y'all. No, it's been a lot. Our models are like that helped too.
I see. Mm-hmm.
But it's been good. Crazy comments.
Okay.
Crazy comments.
Like what?
I got called a gold digger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no.
I was like, okay, because I like a pool. I'm a gold digger. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing too bad though.
Oh, that's good then. All right, not too bad. Eric, what about for yourself?
I mean, people said as many things as they could possibly, say online. Online is just one of those places where you're not going to win, regardless of what you say. So regardless of what you do. So I tried to read the comments in the beginning, and then at some point I just stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think people just it wasn't really about Keianna specifically, but about the other the girl with the brown dress. My response, people didn't like that. And people were pointing out the fact that I was also wearing dark clothes and as if you're not allowed to have a different preference. So it was, it was insane.
Okay. All right. And so on the show, we got to know you guys just a tad bit, but if you want to, let us know a little bit more about yourselves, Keianna.
Like what?
Just anything, where are you from?
I'm from Memphis. Shout out Tennessee. 25. I model. I don't do pharmacy technician anymore. I work for Vanguard, the investments.
Okay.
So I'm getting into that. Actually start tomorrow. I'm excited about that.
Congrats.
And that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, how long have you been modeling?
Since I was 14.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time, a decade.
Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah.
What made you kind of get into that?
My grandmama.
Oh.
She got me into it really young, like as a baby. And then I guess when I got older, I realized I actually liked it. And America's Next Top Model, that was like my favorite show.
You plan on getting on there? Wait, is it still airing?
No, I hope.
Oh.
But no, I used to want to be on there. But,
yeah. Okay. All right. And then Eric, what about for yourself? Let us know a little bit.
I train dogs, and I've been doing that casually up until 2020, and then I've been doing that professionally basically the whole time since. That's Capri. That's my dog. And I also have been in the advertising industry I've worked with advertising agencies basically since 2005, 2006. And photography, I went to school for film, and I worked in the film industry as well. So I've done a bit of everything.
Okay.
And,
now,
yeah.
what
I was
made
gonna
you?
say, and partially music. Like I came from a family of musicians. My dad liked to play the piano. I've got a brother who plays the piano as well. Another brother who plays drums. My sister sings. So yeah, so we also love music as well.
Okay, nice, very nice. Now, what made you get into dog training?
Good question.
It started with my old dog, Juicebox was her name. God rest her soul. I didn't like dogs before I met her, but when I ended up with her mom, and then her mom had, puppies, and I had to figure out what to do with those puppies. And she was the last one. She was the runt. So I just slowly but surely fell in love with it. You know how like people drop off a dog or a child adopts a dog or something, and bring it home, and your dad might not like the dog at first, and everyone's being sort of, but then the dog starts to grow on you. That was basically the same thing that happened to me. She just started growing on me, and then I had to just figure out what to do. I just realized how smart she was, and I had to figure out, like, man, I need to teach this dog some stuff. And so I got obsessed with just trying to teach her as much things as possible.
I am kind of curious, though. I'm butting in real quick. I am kind of curious as to why they're not together while they're doing this. Most of the time when I see these things, most of the time those people are together. But yeah, I'm just a little curious.
In the door, getting drinks from the fridge, getting my shoes. I turned her into a work dog for real. Yeah. So, and then just, the love grew from there.
Okay. Very exciting. All right. And then, so you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier how people were, coming for you in the comments, how you were wearing dark clothes, but you kept saying, oh, I want, my partner to wear bright colors and all this. And,
Right.
you talked about their nails and even someone's laugh. Are you always like this picky when it comes to dating, or was it just kind of like the scenario that we were in?
Well, I wouldn't call it pick. I think that, if you go out and you meet a bunch of people, in this situation, all of those people are in the same space. So it feels like you're more picky than you normally would be. If I went out to a club or if I went out to a bar or something, I would probably talk to one person, and it would be the person who obviously catches my eye. So, I don't really think I'm picky. I'm quite certain of the things that I like.
I'll tell you one thing, man. I don't really see too many smiles towards each other. Kind of curious what the hell has happened.
And obviously, when I saw it, you could tell my tone changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all saw that. Okay. And then
I'll be honest. There were two people on the show. I don't want to get too far ahead of the interview, but there were two of the girls who I thought were interesting, and I wasn't aware of the fact that you could like ask for your balloons and back and things like that. It didn't seem to follow the rules of the show, and it seemed I don't want to say backwards to ask for it again after you've already decided. So, but yeah, I mean, I was just trying to understand the rules, and I was trying to also be honest and true to how I felt at the moment.
Okay, and who was the other one? And obviously we know Keianna was one of them. Who was the other person that you were?
It was the very first girl who came out.
Oh,
because so
Corey.
obviously there's a thing about there's a thing about the age, and she had said, oh well, I'm 25 and 30 whatever is too old for me, and she said it to someone else, and when I heard it I was like, okay, so that disqualifies me automatically. And so that's why I popped the balloon. But then she was like, oh, okay, well, this one here, I can make an exception. And so at that point would have been my cue to ask for the balloon back. But because she was the first one and we were kind of going through the routines, so at that point I was like, okay, I've missed the chance, but I was hoping that, I would find someone else who I find interesting. So like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. If somebody say that this is a deal breaker for them, even though they might say, you know, I might get this person a chance or whatever. If it's a deal breaker, then I don't think he was wrong by just keeping that balloon popping. Yeah.
Luckily, I did.
Okay. And Keianna, something that's been brought up a lot on your end was, I guess you gave one of the other contestants a look. What was going on? What happened there? I missed it completely.
Me too. I don't remember doing it. Like, I really don't know. He had to look at me some type of way, because I'm not just gonna look at somebody
all
like
crazy.
that.
You did that.
I mean, sometimes I can't help my face. I would say that.
balloon
Yeah.
popped.
I wouldn't have looked him up and down like that.
After that balloon popped, after that dude popped his balloon or whatever, she did give him a look. I remember seeing it. That's when I said, "Oh, attitude."
Okay. I was
So,
like, did I miss an
nope.
interaction?
Yeah, I
or-
honestly don't remember doing that.
Oh my
all.
gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, it seems like you're a very like straightforward person.
Mhm.
All your responses are just like, no, yeah, okay. And is that like typically how you are like on a daily basis, or
Yeah,
yeah?
for the most part.
Okay.
90%. But yeah, I think I am.
Okay. Do people ever get like a little bit more of you, or is it
When I want them to.
okay, mysterious?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then Eric, on the show you mentioned that you've been to quite a few countries, but you mentioned that you're Nigerian. However, your accent is a little bit different. Where is your accent from, or if you could elaborate?
Well, I've lived many places as well. I've lived in England, I've lived in France, Nigeria, America, and my dad was an educationalist and had studied had 7 degrees, and the way he spoke was very soft, and the exhalation. And I think that maybe I've just picked that up from him. I honestly don't know. In my head, I think I sound very American.
Oh,
but then, when I go back home, the accent just changes again. So I think it's just a mixture of
yeah. Because I'm like, I hear British, but I hear French. I definitely don't hear American. I'll tell you that.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
No.
okay. Well, that's too bad.
Whoa! What's going on? Hold on, y'all. I told you, man, that wind is outside blowing. I don't know if y'all can hear it, and the storm is definitely coming. So, we done went down from 4K to HD quick. We'll take 1080p. At least I hope. I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready just to get it. I'm just ready to get into the interactions and stuff between these two anyway. So all this back and forth about his accent, I really can give two ish about all of that.
You're an American.
See, when I moved to America, the first 3 years were the toughest, and I had to, deal with people telling me things like, you must come from the village. Like, how did you get here by boat, or just crazy things like that. And people used to call me Wesley Snipes because I was dark skinned.
Right.
I was just 10 years ahead of the time because I also had a flat top, hairstyle, and so I just had to try to blend in as much as possible, and so I started taking speech.
Classes?
I don't want to say therapy, but just like classes and acting classes and communication classes and things like that, and just learning how to, speak in general.
Okay.
And yeah, so it just took me a while to blend in, but yeah, at some point I just decided to try to just be myself, but I had to switch schools to do that. I'd messed it up by being Nigerian in America in my first class. So I just tried to be more American when I switched schools.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the main question that has just been on everyone's mind since you all have matched on the show, has there been a date? Have you all gone out? What's going on?
No.
What?
I mean, he lives in Vegas.
Okay.
And that was that. But Yeah, no, we just haven't been out.
Oh. Okay, so when we filmed the show, Eric, did you stay
did
a little bit
say-
longer in Arizona to at least be able to
Yeah.
take her out, or what happened?
Yeah.
Well, she did say that Vegas wasn't a problem for her,
Mhm.
obviously, at the show, because I asked. And I did try to meet her up the next day before I was traveling, but she seemed, I think it was probably too short notice. And so she wasn't available. And so we weren't able to meet right then.
Okay.
But the conversations continued.
Okay. So where are you guys at today, Keianna? Are you guys still communicating, or what's going on?
No, we haven't talked since like the beginning of April.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not like bad blood or anything. We just don't talk.
Okay.
But we FaceTimed. I think that was the beginning of April. He said his friends were watching the show and they thought we would be a good match. We're like really great friends because we have the same like personality. And I was like, yeah, good friends.
Okay.
Good friends.
I see. Okay. And so is there like any
What the hell is going
initiative
on?
or anything for you guys to meet up, or you plan to go to Vegas? Eric, do you plan to come here? Like,
Well, I mean,
She's
ask her-
literally over here shaking her head. No, man. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Young-minded, say one thing, do another.
if I tried to invite her to Vegas or if she, ask her. Because I did, didn't I?
Keianna, what happened?
I think I was sick
Man, get the
or something. I was busy.
Okay.
I know that much, or sick. One of the other, but
plan, bro. They going on your
So
plan.
do you plan on going to
Yeah, what the-
Vegas?
no,
Okay, why not? What's going on?
just not really interested anymore. I mean, our conversations were kind of dry too. Like he's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was just a lot. And for me, he never made me laugh once, and I was like, that's a big thing for me.
Okay.
So
Okay. Now from the show, I know everything happens pretty quickly and all that stuff.
I need to interject.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Eric.
All right. So we met each other first night. The very first vibe I got from her was, at the end of the show, you would assume that someone you've matched with would want to come and have a conversation and like chat to get to know you. But she was moving over there, taking pictures with a friend. And
there it is.
I was-
There it is. I appreciate that. Thank you. She was there for She wasn't there looking for love, man. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Look, she thought he wasn't gonna snitch on her. Yeah.
I was just sort of by myself for a little while. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just, it was nice to meet you. I'll get your Instagram and, we'll chat some other time. And that was it. But I was trying to add her on Instagram on the personal one, not on my business one, because I wanted her to see my photos and things like that. But I think she added me and then like unfriended me. By the time I'd like gotten into the other page or something, I'd noticed that she wasn't following me anymore or something. But I didn't make a big deal of it because I'm an adult. I don't care if someone's following or not following.
This
but
was
I just
all
wanted-
on the same day, like right then and there.
That was from the first day. Yeah. So that already gave me a kind of a weird feeling. And so I'd sent her a text message the next day, like, "Are you actually interested in me, or like, wait, what's the deal? Like, did you just come? And she said, "Yes, I am. I am." Was her response. And so I was like, "Okay, cool. So I will try to continue getting to know her and things like that." And then I FaceTimed her the next morning, and the evening when I had arrived in Vegas that day. And I was in a good mood. Everything, I was really happy. I was like looking forward to chatting to her. And then she answered the phone, but she was at a concert. And so obviously couldn't talk at the concert. And so I was waiting for a FaceTime call or something at some point and never got anything back. And I swear to you, I asked this girl question. And not once did she go like, "Well, how about you?" So I just felt like it was really hard to gauge where things were going. And for me, I don't really think text messaging is
so she was trying to literally blame the conversation being dry, like on him. No, but you weren't even trying to. Like, you weren't trying to engage. Like, why in the world do you come on? Why do people come on this doggone show and if they're not gonna take it serious? Like if you still young minded or whatever, man, you still out here in the streets, they should not be allowed. Like I think that the vetting process, we'd work on vetting these people a little bit more before they get on this pop the balloon because you can gain a lot of eyeballs, a lot of followers, subscribers, or whatever from being on this show. So they got to be careful about who they bring on here, man. Because this, again, you got a 38-year-old guy that's literally out here looking for somebody to build with, based on what we've seen from this show. And then you got a chick over here that's playing games. Like, get the.
And she would agree as well because she said that I asked her what her method of communication or what she would prefer as a style of communication. She said she likes she doesn't like text as much, but she likes to talk and she likes to FaceTime.
Mhm.
So that's why I was like, okay, good, because I like to FaceTime as well because that's how you get to know people, you know, like when you're far away. And so I just was never able to get to that FaceTime and that's why I feel like I would shine. Like it's a text message. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like you can only say so much and you don't really, if you don't know the person, you haven't spent time, like FaceTime or phone call is the way that you would kind of build a rapport with that person. So we just didn't have that. And the whole time, you know, every day it was like, hey, how are you? Then, hey, how are you? And then I would talk about my day. I was interested. I was asking questions. I asked about family, asked about work, asked about her modeling. I even suggested that I could set her up with an agency here that's able to place models and things like that, you know? So, I mean, I was showing interest and it wasn't being reciprocated to some degree. And so I just went straight forward and I asked, you know, like, well, let's talk about making plans. Like, do you want me to come to you or will you come to me? And then she just said she was busy. And so it's like, I mean, you know, like, what are you supposed to do after you've tried and tried?
Here we go. Hey, look at Arlette. Look at Arlette's face. She like, she in her mother mode right now. All right. So you basically was talking about the conversation was dry, but you did not, you know, explain to us that you were the main reason behind it being dry. One word answers, and then, you know, not reciprocating whatever he's throwing at you. Like, come on, man. Like, at least give some effort. At least give some effort before you try to say that the conversation was dry. Like, come on, man.
So we ended up just being more cordial and friendly. And then the conversation had died until I sent her the text message with my friends. And then we kind of talked about that to some degree. And then I tried to FaceTime her again some other time.
You didn't try.
And then she was driving. And I mean, she just, you know, like I thought the sarcasm thing was cute because you know, that's how I am typically, but it's not, it's something that I can turn on and off. When you're in a one-on-one situation, it's easier to, I mean, it's just easier to get to know people that way. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I tried and
appreciate that.
You don't know someone until you can chat to them. And so it's either we were going to meet. And I really think.
All right, guys, hold on a minute. Look like we are struggling with the stream right now. What the heck? Come on, fam. Hold on. Literally struggling with the stream. Hold on. I see that the visual is not really that good, but I'm just gonna paint y'all a picture. She looks very, very uncomfortable, which is good because you don't want people like this to be comfortable. You done sit up here and pretty much, you know, smiling in people's face. Like Arlette ain't here to make friends, man. Like she's here to try to hopefully help people, you know, achieve some level of success, you know, when it comes to relationships. Y'all are single. And, you know, we're trying to give y'all the platform to be able to find somebody. And they're hoping that people are coming in here that are serious about finding somebody, not people that want to play and, you know, that's helped with my followers. I've been getting a lot of followers. I'm like, man, come on, man.
People need to fulfill that part of the deal. It's like if you match, you should try to meet at least once. And so I was willing to fly there you know, and I was asking to see if she was willing to come, because then I think that would have made things easier to understand. But I came to the conclusion, and I asked her, and I think that she would agree as well. I think that the truth of the matter is that she wasn't interested in anyone to begin with, and she said she just picked me because I seemed nice. And I mean, while that's great, it's not really what I want to hear. Like, I don't want to. I came there for a reason, and I participated, and I think maybe it. I don't know. It's just, it feels like, then why pick anyone at all? You know, just stick to, if you don't like anyone, that's fine. There's no harm. There's no foul.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
So
Let me jump in here. Keianna?
okay.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
It was
So
the truth.
let's start off with, it sounds like he sent you a few messages, didn't really hear anything back, as far as he didn't see the interest in him. Like, sounds like from the jump. Were you ever really interested in him?
At first, yes.
Okay.
I think I got in my head a lot too, because like I said, he's not my normal type. And I start to overthink. And then I watched the show too. And then like what he was saying about the other girls, I'm like, I always wear black. Like, that's my
man,
favorite
hell no, man. Cut it out. Cut it out, bro.
color. So that probably wouldn't have worked anyway.
Okay.
And then the age thing that really threw me. Like, I know I said
in the conversation, she said, no, I'm not really tripping about that.
Wouldn't, or I will try to like not let it bother me.
Okay.
I'm like 38. It's crazy. Like, I'm 25.
25.
Like,
okay.
I'm not ready to settle down just yet. I'm like, he's almost 40. He's probably, he's ready for a family and marriage. I'm not ready for that just yet. So
the show is what later on kind of.
Man, come on, Arlette. Arlette, please hold this woman accountable. Hold this young woman accountable, because this right here is going to set the tone for future videos. Let these young thought pockets, or all of these young dudes, know, like, this is the opportunity for single people to come up here. They are looking for love. All right. If you're not looking for that, then don't come on the damn show. Like, you're wasting everybody's time, including your own. So if you're not here to find love, hopefully, potentially, build a relationship with, hopefully, I don't know, your wife, your husband, create that foundation for your children, then don't come to the show. It's as simple as that. Over here playing games, man.
Kind of made you lose the interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then overthinking.
Okay. So did you ever express that to him, or you kind of just left?
I didn't. That was my bad. I will apologize for that. I apologize for, I guess, I'm not gonna say stringing you along, but like not communicating. So that's my bad. So sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's no hard feelings. Like I said, we've kept it cordial, and we've still gotten through some conversations and things like that. And yeah, it's just, even as friends, it didn't seem like there was interest there, because I don't like to approach things being pushy about anything. I didn't say, oh, I want some kids. I didn't say, all I talked about was like modeling, which was your interest. And I just feel like, if any, like, I've had photographs in Sports Illustrated. I've photographed people who've gone on to become cover models. You know what I mean? So it's like, I felt like at least there should have been something. Like, there was there's a huge benefit. There's a huge interest, if that is your desire. And I think that, and for me, it's not so much like, okay, let's just try to figure out our lives and what we're going to be. Like, I'm not really in a rush. Like, obviously, like I said, I've spent time trying to do other things that I care about. I'm not really in a huge rush to like be married or nothing. But yeah, I mean, she didn't say that to me, but yeah, like obviously now she's said it, which makes sense.
And this is what I be saying, right? I be trying to get guys to understand. If you are dealing with someone that can't communicate, that cannot get words out, the only way that they have a conversation with you is through text message. That's a big no. That's a red flag, and you should find that out early on, not later on, but early on. Like, if we can't establish basic communication, there is no way in the heck a relationship is going to work. No way in the heck we're going to be able to build on a foundation if we can't at least have a simple, basic conversation. You can't do that with somebody that got a childish-like mindset. You can tell that she's young. Like, bro, I mean, again, from the interaction that they had on the show, because I got to throw some blame back on him as well. Like, you already knew from the show that this young lady was surface level. The conversation was surface level. Everything that she was saying was surface level. You stepping out there, again, trying to, what he was saying, quote unquote, sell yourself, made you look desperate. And anytime you put yourself in that situation, it's always going to end bad. Always.
Something that I picked up on, way earlier in the conversation. So.
And then Eric, you mentioned you felt like she wasn't interested in anyone at all. Is that true?
So I did say, like towards the end, I wasn't going to pick anybody, but he seemed very genuine, and I wanted to get to know him.
Okay.
So yeah, I did say that, and I shouldn't have.
You said that on the show?
No, we were texting. I texted.
She said it to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like when you came out and you saw the lineup, you were like, "This ain't for me." Is that what you mean, or when you said you weren't gonna pick anyone?
No, that's not what I meant. What did I mean?
What?
Like, it was for me, like between them, like them two, Obi and him, I would have picked Obi.
Oh, okay.
But it was the 3 kids. But then he like started selling himself, and I loved that. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. Like, you really seem genuine.
I see. Okay.
So what was the reason? So again, I mean, it pretty much just proves my point. She loved the fact that he was quote unquote selling himself, and what really made her pop OB or whatever the other guy's balloon is the fact that he had a pool at his house, and she said, I'm a mermaid in another life, or some BS she was saying, man. You set yourself up. You put yourself in a situation because you was trying to damn sell yourself. Like, yo, pick me, choose me based on, my character, my morals, and my values, not the things that I have, not my house, not my cars, not my money, any of those things. If you're choosing based on those things, then you setting yourself up by putting yourself out there like that. He did this to himself. You cannot be bad at anybody else but yourself, fam. This would have been somebody else's headache.
Yeah. Okay, so when you said you weren't going to pick anyone, it was between those two. You were like,
yeah.
Okay,
but then
okay.
that's why I was like, if it was, that sounds bad, but if I had to choose, it was going to be him.
Okay, I see here. All right. And so are you still secure in that selection you made, or would you have preferred to have not pick after what?
Honestly, probably not pick, so I wouldn't have wasted his time and have him feel away. If he does, I'm not saying you do, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it is sad that nothing was able to progress from here and all that stuff. But you guys do seem cordial. No, bad feelings or anything like that. So that's pretty good. Anything we should be on the lookout from, coming up from either one of you?
I have a fashion show, the Valley Vogue fashion show. I think is coming up in June, maybe. Right. And then just photo shoots, to get my portfolio together. So
nice.
Fellas, ladies, this is an effort to find love. If you are trying to pursue a career or you're putting career over relationships, I don't think that this is the show for you. I really don't. Anybody that's considering or want to continue to move in the manner that they're moving or whatever, which is go after career, go after, job, money, and things like that, this is not the show for you. I think that these people that come on this show, I believe Arlette BM's intent is for people that are ready and willing to take this thing serious, ready to step out, be vulnerable, and open themselves up to hopefully finding somebody that they can potentially spend the rest of their lives with. They're looking for love, maybe, hopefully, marriage, a husband or a wife. Build something to get to that point. If you are still putting that at the forefront in front of everything else, you're still putting money, a career, or anything else in front of love or a potential partner, again, I don't think this is a space. This is not the space for you. I was actually talking about this the other day, man. I don't think that selfish people should be looking for a relationship. I'm gonna get more into that a little bit after, but this is crazy.
All right. Well, congrats for being in that Valley Vogue. And Eric, what about for yourself?
I don't know. I didn't come on the show to sell myself or sell myself in this way or like talk about my business and nothing. I'm looking for a partner. So that's my primary mission is just to like keep myself open to the possibility of finding someone.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys you're doing another show or something. You got some people more in my age range who are
okay. So you want to come back and try to find that love?
I mean, listen, I don't go out. I don't like to go to clubs or nothing. My way of meeting people is my options are slim. If I'm not on like a dating thing swiping, there's no other way that I'm going to run into someone. So this is a good situation.
It's a great way to meet people, definitely.
So I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Some people were making fun of that, like, oh, he's too old to be.
No, definitely not.
I'm like, what? No, there's no such thing, you know.
You're never too old to find love. So I don't know what people mean by that.
We're all trying to find someone. We're all trying to, no one wants to go through life by themselves. So it's like, however you do it is.
Okay. All right, Eric. Well, I'm glad to hear that you are interested in coming back. We'll see what we can do over here. Maybe you might be on another episode. Who knows? We'll see. All right, guys. Well, I hope you both have a great rest of your day. And thank you, everyone at home, for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time.
All right. Take care.
Man, bro. This was crazy. I already figured that it wasn't gonna be a good thing. Because this young lady, again, from the jump, when she came out there and had that mess on, I was like, yeah, I don't think this is the type of person that's gonna take this thing serious. Actually be looking for a relationship. Like, yeah, nah. That right here, that outfit pretty much screamed that, listen, I'm in the streets and I'm not looking to get up out the streets anytime soon. So going back to what I was saying earlier, man, when it comes to searching for somebody and either that person aligning with you or whatever, you need to make sure that person has great character, great morals, great values, and the way that they carry themselves speaks a lot about those things. If you run into a person and they walking on the back of their house shoes, their clothes are dingy, dirty, or whatever, or they out here showing, they breast, they butt. Ladies, if you see a guy with, his pants sagging or whatever, then that's a red flag. Like, you need to move away from these type of people as quickly as possible. And then if you're looking for somebody or you want somebody that you can potentially spend the rest of your life with, those people should show some type of selfless character. You know what I mean? I don't think that you can be just selfish and be in a relationship. Now, listen, when it comes to your priorities, of course, take care of you. Make sure you take care of you. I'm not saying that, a selfless person doesn't, necessarily look out for themselves. You can be selfish as far as making sure that, of course, you got food to eat, you drink, you take care of your health and things like that. And make sure you keep yourself up. You know what I mean? Again, it speaks volumes about you by how much or your upkeep. Every time that you step out the house, you should be the best representation of yourself. So when I talk about being selfless, meaning a person that is looking to be in a relationship, looking to share their life with someone, there are going to come a lot of times where you're going to have to put that other person before you. If you're not willing to do that, if that's too much of a stretch for you, then I honestly don't think that those individuals that can't see past themselves should be even looking for a relationship. You're literally setting that other person up, man, and also yourself as well. What you should be doing is trying to figure out, do you really want a relationship? Do you really want to build with someone? do you really want to share a life with someone? Because when we start talking about marriage, we start talking about children, there's a lot of other stuff involved, and it's bigger than you most of the time. If you can't put yourself on the back burner throughout a relationship or whatever, if that's too much of a stretch, then I don't think that people like that should be considering being in a relationship. The reason why, marriages last long, or the reason why you see people in successful marriages, I would argue or go back and forth with anybody to say that the reason why is because you're looking at selfless individuals. And just speaking to this young lady based on her mindset, how she was moving, and based on what he was saying, because I didn't hear any pushback by what she was saying, I would not say that this young lady is anywhere near ready for a relationship. Nowhere near. It all starts with the mindset. You can be as pretty as you want to be, as in shape as you want to be, have all the resources that you need. None of that matters if that mindset is not where it needs to be. It's just not. Everything that glitter ain't gold, man. Just because it look good on the outside don't mean that up under the hood everything is ready. And again, I could tell that from when this young lady first walked out and she had on that outfit. I was like, yeah, nah. This ain't girlfriend, this ain't wife material, fam. Just based on that outfit alone, I would not say. I mean, just looking at them two, I wouldn't even say that they would be a good fit to begin with. You know what I mean? But I want to hear from y'all, man. What do you guys think about this interaction? What do you think about this catch up or whatnot? Do y'all think that I was off? Do you think that she was right? Do you think that she was wrong or whatever? I would love to hear from y'all. All right. Until the next time, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.